So I think we all know by now 2024 is going to be the year for Sega because they're releasing and developing all of the classic titles from Shinobi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, aka Bare Knuckle. But for the most part, if you're from the 90s and if you grew up with Golden Axe, Shinobi, and Streets of Rage, I think you would know that those titles are the most important ones because we want to see something new coming out of those franchises as a whole. Not to mention some rumors about more classics being remastered like Eternal Champions. I did a video on that a while back, go check it out. But it's safe to assume that Streets of Rage is not going to be called Streets of Rage 5 is what I would have preferred to call it, because since it's called Revolution, it's pretty much the 5th installment in my opinion. But regardless, it's good to know that Streets of Rage is not going anywhere. So after the success of Streets of Rage 4, many fans of the Sega Classics Retro Beat 'em Up series have been wondering what would be next for the franchise. And with Streets of Rage Revolution being announced at the Game Awards show, we finally find ourselves left with more questions than answers. However, what we do know is that a new Streets of Rage game is in development, and we've caught our first fully glimpse of what it will look like. Below, we'll gather every snip of information about the next entry in the Streets of Rage series to understand what we can expect from this mysterious next game. Streets of Rage Revolution isn't named Streets of Rage 5, which implies it could be more of a spin-off than a sequel. Or it could simply make more sense for the series to evolve into something new. As the name Revolution implies, either way, we expect we'll be beating up legions of syndicate goons once again. Streets of Rage Revolution looks a lot like the older Streets of Rage games, but with one key difference. It'll be in 3D. Previous games in the series have been traditional side-scrolling beat-em-ups, including Streets of Rage 4, which kept this retro feel to closely replicate the gameplay of the original trilogy. As Revolution is making a jump to 3D, this represents a huge step for the franchise. While some purists may believe Streets of Rage could lose its identity by jumping to 3D, if the game managed to keep its arcade game feel, then the transition could work well. In terms of setting, Revolution looks to be set in a city infested by thugs once again, and players will control one of the ex-officers and attempt to stop them. In the game story, the original 3 playable characters, Axel, Blaze, and Adam, are all former police officers, with Adam returning to the force. So this implies they could be the characters on offer this time around. And I would be lying if I said that if I wasn't excited about this game going 3D, then I wouldn't want to pick this game up myself. But then again, I love Streets of Rage. I think whatever decision they do, whatever style they choose, if it looks good, then it must be played good. Same with the games in the past. And we all know that Streets of Rage 4 was a massive hit. But at the same time, with this game coming out very soon, going 3D, the style of gameplay might change for the better or for the worse. But either way though, I am a huge fan of Streets of Rage. I think if they were to announce the cast of the Streets of Rage movie, we all know it's gonna end up becoming the most successful franchises in Hollywood. Whether it's gonna be based on the games or from the comics. And I think I'm gonna make that video separately very soon, because I have a gut feeling when Sega is working with Hollywood, and for the people who made John Wick, it's gonna end up making the Streets of Rage movie, which is already been confirmed. But at the same time, I have a gut feeling it might end up being based from the comics, not the games. Or you could just mix them both. So what are your thoughts on this? Link to the article will be down below.